was working at a grill in Wilmington, and I seen her come through the door. She was getting takeout food, and I still remember what she was wearing. From the time I seen her, I said, oh my gosh. I looked around and told my coworker, I said, she's beautiful. I said, I gotta have her. And she, of course, she looked at me and she said, no, I think she might be a little bit out of your league. But I still remember exactly what she was wearing that day, that orange dress. And I said, my heart just kind of like dropped when she came in. I got nervous. I was like, she's beautiful. I gotta have her. That's the first time I ever seen her.
So the first time we met officially, we were both out with some friends. He was with a group of friends and I was with my group of friends, but I knew some of the people that he was with. So we were all hanging out and he tried to come up and dance with me, and I was like, I don't know who you are, you know. So I was kind of not weirded out, but I was like, who is this guy? But I thought he was like funny and attractive, but I just didn't know, so I kind of like kept my distance. And then I formally got introduced to him through my sister. My sister had a birthday and she was friends with Logan before I was, so he went to her birthday and I went, and then we kind of got introduced there. So neither of us were really available at the time though. So we were just friends. But that's pretty much the first official meeting.
Her sister worked with me. We kind of worked together, and I would always ask her sister, what's Heather doing today? How's she doing? She would come in and tell me about her. And so we went out. Well, the first time I went out and seen her, I tried to dance with her, and she kind of just gave me like a kind of look like that. So I thought to myself, I said, oh, maybe there is no chance. But on my birthday, she went out with us, and we all had a good time. And that was kind of how I first started talking to her, and then she ended up just coming to our work for part-time. So that's how I really started to get to know her a little bit better, and kind of just talk to her and hang out with her at work. We went golfing a couple times after work. It was a good time.
Then we became co-workers. We both worked at PTs together, and that's where we kind of got to know each other more as friends, and hanging out, like I said, with a group of friends sort of the same, and working together a lot. I used to love working with him because he was always really, really fun at work, and he was like, I would always look at the schedule to see if I was working with him because I loved it. And then just casually hanging out every now and then, going out with friends, and that's just kind of how we started a friendship. We bonded over a lot of stuff that both of us were dealing with, and I think that helped build a really, really strong friendship between us.
so we just kept hanging out. We kept talking at work. She would, I could definitely tell she was flirting with me, kind of nonchalant. You know how girls are sometimes, but I think she knew I was definitely into her. And one day I told her, we went downtown and had a couple drinks, and this is before a couple drinks. I kind of looked at her and I said, I love you. It's just something I felt that I had to say. After that, we went to the state park and kind of hung out that day. It was probably a good moment for her because she actually seen a snake and she's absolutely terrified of them. So she ran and jumped into me and we fell down, and it's just, I don't know, just something like that was so scary to her, and the way she just kind of leaned on me and we laughed about it. You knew that was an automatic connection. I mean, I felt like I loved her from the time I seen her. But yeah, so we started hanging out and more after that day, and I finally just said, you know what? Why don't we just date? See where it goes. I already knew what my intentions were, and the more, the longer we were together, a couple months went by, 6 months went by. I knew from way before then that that was the one I wanted to marry.
Then as we started to work together more and hang out more, it kind of was obvious that there was some kind of connection between us. We were flirty with each other, and we went on our first date, and honestly I think on that first date we both knew we were really into each other, but of course neither one of us wanted to really say it at that point because it was so early. But our first date was just so funny and so much fun, and so after that we were together, we just started to be together pretty much every day, and he took over a really important role of being another father to my son, and that really showed me this is a person that I could be with forever. He sort of took it on we knew we came out as a package deal, and he didn't mind. He was really gracious about it, and he loved Cohen like it was his own child, and it was just so nice to be with somebody who I felt really safe with. And then I think that kind of spread to just something that I had never had before, and that's when I realized, this is a person that I want to be with.
my family was going on a trip. We were going to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and I knew I had been wanting to marry and propose for a long time, and I was kind of just, I don't know if I should do it on Christmas. I feel like that's kind of cliche. I didn't really know when and where to do it. I was kind of just, at a loss. And then when we got to the mountains, I talked to my family and I said, I think I really want to do this. So I contacted her mom, asked for permission, contacted her dad, kind of asked for permission, and they were of course fine with it. And then I thought to myself, well, this is gonna be good. We're in the mountains. This is, a perfect place to do it. So we went to a place called Anakista, which is like they got chairlifts and, it's like they got bars, restaurants, everything on top of the mountain. So we went up there, and prior to that, it was kind of close to Christmas, about 2 months before Christmas. So I went and got an ornament at one of the shops we were at, and I got the lady to put on the ornament, will you marry me? So we get to the top of the mountain. There's like this huge arch in the middle, and all you can see is just mountains and valleys behind it. So she was looking out, and I kind of, had the ring in my pocket, had the ornament in my pocket, pulled the ornament out, gave it to her. She kind of unwrapped it, looked at it, and then she was in a bit of shock. And then I kind of got down on my knee, and said, will you marry me? Let's do it. And she said yes, and that was a proposal. But it was awesome. I couldn't ask for anything more beautiful that day, for sure.
We were in Tennessee. We went on a family vacation, and that day we were in Gatlinburg. That day we had gone to this Christmas area, and it's this whole Christmas shop. And he had snuck away for a while, and I was like, where did Logan go? Everybody's like, oh, he went to use the bathroom. I'm like, okay. But he had also mentioned that he had to buy an ornament for his mom or something, which I was like, that's interesting, but okay. So that happened, and after that I didn't think anything of it, why he was taking so long to go to the bathroom. And then we went to this place called Anakista Mountain. It's beautiful. His family knew about it. I obviously did not. And they were trying to act like we were going to take a picture on this overlook where the mountain is. And he said, at that time, he said, do you want to see the ornament I got today? We're in the middle of us taking a picture, and I'm like, now? Why? This is an odd moment. And he pulled out an ornament that said, will you marry me? And he got down on one knee and asked me, and of course I said yes. It was a very, very surprising. I did not expect that at all. It was really, really sweet. So that's what he was doing the whole time. He was getting an ornament made that asked me to marry him. So yeah, it was really sweet.
I don't even know where to begin to tell you, the things that I love about Heather. She's one of the most awesome traits is she's a heck of a mom. She's selfless. She puts, everybody before her. I have things I deal with daily that's a struggle, and it's one person's always there. It's her. It doesn't matter what time of day, what time of night, whether she's sick, anything. She's a selfless person. She's goofy. She's hilarious. She always gives me a good laugh, no matter what the scenario is, whether it's just driving in the car or whatever she's doing. It's always a good time. She's just a kind-hearted person. Somebody that prays for me every night. I pray for her, and I'm very excited to see kind of where this goes. We're actually getting married in about an hour here, so my heart's beating out of my chest, but I'm very excited to see, everything that, God provides for us, and very excited to share life with her. So it should be good.
What I really love about Logan, there's a lot, but one of the main things is his faith in God. He got me to a place, I was in a really dark place, and he got me, out of that and he was never forceful about it, but he's just had so much faith, and it really poured into me, and that's one of the things I love most about him is his faith. He is funny. He will keep me laughing all the time. It drives me crazy in the best way possible. Drives me absolutely crazy. Sometimes I'm like, but I wouldn't have it any other way. He's very humble and kind, and he is a really good role model for our boys. And in a couple of hours, we're going to be married and get to continue on with this life that we've built and experience so much more stuff together, so I can't wait.